Hi guys, and welcome to Sunderland vs Charlton match review. So Sunderland have picked up their first home defeat of the season, and I really kept delaying and I kept putting off making this video because I've been absolutely livid. I won't lie to you, I've been absolutely fuming. If I made a review straight after the game, then it would have just been 3 or 4 minutes of me swearing at the camera, which I know a lot of you guys enjoy, but I thought I'd calm down first before saying anything. Firstly, I don't want to sound really sour. I'm going to say, I am going to tell you, I think Charlton deserved to win the game. I think we were poor, but I do want to place on record that Darren Drysdale, he can go fuck himself. The referee, he very clearly, you could tell after 5-10 minutes, he wanted to make the game about him. He absolutely wanted to play the role of pantomime villain. He's a little attention-seeking little bitch. Like I say, just little things that he should have gone to us in terms of, it could have been free kicks, things off the ball he was ignoring, plenty of time wasting he was letting go. Little things like the game, be it throw-ins, like say free kicks, set pieces, what have you. It was such blatantly easy decisions to make, and he was either ignoring them or giving them the other way. It was baffling at times, and it weren't even just him, it was the linesman as well. They were getting so many things wrong, be it really late flags or just general little nitpicky bits that the most basic of refereeing should have been done, and it just wasn't. And like I say, he wanted the attention to be on him, he wanted the spotlight to be on him, and he got it. The absolute twat. But yeah, so that's all I'm going to say on him. I'm not going to go back to it. I just wanted to place that on record because he did my absolute fucking nutting today. Like I say, he wanted to be the pantomime villain. He loves that role. You can tell he's got that. He's had that. That previously. He's known as a pretty poor referee anyway, but also someone who he just wants to be centre of attention, and he got that today. So fair play to him. It was his big day out, and he's got the attention he wants. The absolute dickhead. But either way, getting into the actual review. Apologies for that, but I've been caging that up for a little bit. Getting into the review of the game. So of course we're coming up against a Charlton side that they've just sacked the manager. I expected some kind of response. I expected a change in maybe system or formation from him. I did say in my preview to this game that if he starts Washington with Stockley up top as well, then I think we'll see a different performance, and that's exactly what we got. We went with Hoffman in goal. We had Winchester, we had Doyle, Flanagan and Sirkin across the back. We had O'Nien and Neil in the middle with O'Brien, McGeady, Pritchard and Stewart up top. Now, the opening sort of 5 minutes of the game, I thought we started really well. I thought we did start quite well, and I thought that it was only a matter of time before we score here. What one chance goes in there. It's O'Brien who brings it down the left-hand side, cuts inside. He could have easily squared it to Stewart. It would have pretty much prodded it into an open net, but he's gone for goal himself. I don't blame him, to be fair. He's done really well to get to that position. The keeper makes a pretty simple save. Neil, he wriggled his way into the box. I'll give it on to Sirkin, who hit it at the near post as well. It was saved. But yeah, so it was a really lively start, but then after that sort of 5 minutes, we just backed down to him. We let them overrun us in midfield. We looked woeful. We could not get it out of our box at all, and that's all credit to Charlton. Absolutely all credit to Charlton. And again, I said in the preview to this game that this Charlton side, the squad they've got should be nowhere near the bottom three, and I don't think they'll be in the bottom four. They won't be in the relegation zone come the end of the season. Absolutely not. I'd be very surprised, and it'd be criminal if they did somehow go down, because it is a talented squad. They've got some really good individuals, and that's a Stockley. He was winning everything in the air. It was a nightmare for us to deal with. And at times, our defending at the back, it was a joke. And you can see Hoffman, he was screaming at the full-backs, be it Sirkin or Winchester. Don't get me wrong, I think generally in a sort of one-on-one tackle, they're not bad, or interceptions and what have you, and reading the play, they're not bad. But in terms of allowing the cross to come in, they are piss poor at stopping that from happening. They let the crosses come in so early, and it was happening time and time again. Stockley was winning balls. Luckily for us, there was one chance early doors where Stockley had a header pretty much 6-7 yard out. And why the hell he didn't go for goal, I don't know. Completely free header in the middle. And he tried to flick it down for Lecco, who made an absolute mess of it. But he should have just gone for goal himself. It made no sense for him to try and lay it on. But yeah, there was the red flags there. The warning signs were there. We managed to weather a storm of sort of 15 minutes of them just pumping ball after ball and cross after cross into the area. A couple of saves Hoffman had to make as well. Then the back end of the first half, we seemed to wake up again. But second, we were just shit. We were absolutely dire. We really were. And eventually we conceded, and they deserved it. Eventually, Stockley got his head on the ball. O'Nien's tried to claw it out with his hand, but luckily for him as well, it'd already gone in. but he tried to claw it out with his hand, and I think had it, been stopped on the line, he would have got a red card. And but they deserved it either way. A few tactical decisions I don't quite understand. Later on in the game when you've got the likes of Dhannoo, probably one of our only real sort of threats from the middle, bringing us forward and showing any kind of attacking intent from the middle. He was brought off for some reason, and you bring on the defensive mind in Evans. Absolutely no idea. We're trying to win the fucking game or get back into it. Do you know what I mean? So that I don't understand that from LJ. Gooch came on, Jacques as well, and we were just poor. We looked so, we looked so empty in terms of the final third. McGeady had an absolutely horrendous game. How he saw it out to the last. Till the end of the game, how he wasn't hooked, I do not know. He was absolutely horrendous. It's just one of those games where he wanted to take on the defender, go back and do it again. Or his final ball was terrible. In general, our crossing was terrible. And no one seemed to be on the same wavelength. There was a few times, Dan Neal will break forward and he's expecting Ross Stewart to make the running behind, and he's played it where I think Ross Stewart should have been running into, but then Ross Stewart stood still, he's static. I think in general, Stewart, he was running his socks off, and he did have a decent game. He was getting himself into position, but I think he just went there. No one seemed to be on the same wavelength. And then because we were so static in the final third in general, we'd resort to hoof-it football and just run straight through to their keeper or straight through to their defence. And then they counter on us time and time again. And eventually, like I say, it paid off. They made it 1-0. But yeah, we just looked so empty of ideas. We were so toothless. And it was shit. And what it was, what really frustrated me as well, it was so blatant. They crowded us out in midfield. They, of course, had Dobson in there as well, amongst others. And they crowded us out. So instead of us changing our system or having someone drop back to get three in our midfield, or just change the system in general to try and fill the holes that they were leaving, we stayed the same. Yeah, he changed his personnel, Lee Johnson, but he needs to learn to change his system as well, because at the end of the day, regardless of what players or personnel they have, or what personnel we have as well, if you're getting overpowered in midfield, you need to stick an extra body in there, or adjust our system in accordance to what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? Try and combat it, or give them something to think about. And we didn't. We absolutely didn't. 09 for me, I think he was absolutely fucking horrendous as well. He was shocking at times. Some of those simple passes, he just couldn't do it. A couple of frustrating times from O'Brien as well. And I actually think, O'Brien, I think he's got a little bit of stick. I think he's actually a little bit unnecessary, because he does work his socks off, and he kept getting himself into the right position. Don't get me wrong, it's frustrating as hell, but there was a couple of times where he'd do the hard work, he'd get the ball, he might take on one or two players, cut inside, and I'm screaming to fucking shoot. Everyone, quite a few of the lads were doing this actually, get into the edge of the box, were screaming shoot. You can hear the crowd as well screaming to shoot. And we just pass it along and put it out wide, and then put a cross in that's going to hit the first man, and it's piece of piss for him to defend. No one dared to shoot. None of them had a backbone today. And O'Brien, like I say, did it a couple of times where he cut him from left to right, takes on his man, the angle's opening up for him to shoot, and he'll hold on to it, and hold on to it, and hold on to it, then Charlton players would get back, then they play out wide, and here comes the shark cross again. And it just kept happening. It was a really bad day at the office. Of course, we've got QPR next week, Tuesday, in the Cup, which of course doesn't mean too much. We'll probably play a mixed bag, but at the same time, when you lose, you want to get straight back to it, don't you? So you might play a first string squad, should I say, to try and get back to winning ways. But yeah, fair play to Charlton, they deserved it. They absolutely won't be in the relegation zone come the end. The referee's at bell end, like I say, he made it all about him. But yeah, it was a very, very frustrating one. I think it was just one of those days, just players weren't on the same wavelength, and it can happen. I don't expect us to keep our 100% record at home, of course not, but to give it away like that was pretty shit in my opinion. It was pretty shit. We just looked, like I say, toothless. As you can probably tell, my throat's still fucking done in from Crewe on Tuesday, but yeah, really, really frustrating one. Our first defeat at the Stadium of Light this season. We need to get back to winning ways, and quickly. We're fourth in the league now. We know it's still kind of in our hands in terms of games in hand. Plymouth drew today. If we win that game now, we're straight back in the top two again, top of the league. So it could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. I'm not going to give a man of the match because I don't think anyone really freaking deserves it. It was such a lacklustre performance, as I say. One thing I will mention as well, by the way, just off topic a little bit. 09, why the hell is he taking free kicks? I have no idea where this has come from. We had a free kick, just outside the box, and you've got Gooch on the pitch, you've got McGeady who usually takes them, and you've got 09 who recently this season, he started taking free kicks, and none of them, I don't know whether it's in his new frigging contract or what, that he needs to start taking free kicks. I have no idea, but he's shite. We've seen him take the one free kick against Pompey when flew straight over the bar, and now he's doing one. He's had one here as well, and it's just gone. It's hit the lower part of the wall. It was shit. You know, and maybe he might have scored a couple of flukes in training, but please, Lee Johnson, take Luke O'Nien off fucking free kicks. How hell he's taking set pieces, I didn't know. When you've got someone like McGee on the pitch, you're having a laugh, man. But either way, yeah, as you can tell, I feel really dejected. I won't lie to you. I feel really, really dejected, but I didn't want to just not make a review because we lost. We need to pick it up. We had periods of the game where we were all right, we looked half decent, but there was just far too much of that game where we were overrun, lacklustre, static, and we just looked clueless at times, absolutely clueless, and we're trying to force the ball, trying to force it a bit too much, and it was really shit. It was really, really shit, so we need to improve massively. Starting in the cup, hopefully we can bounce back and then get back to winning ways in the league as well, because we've got a couple of really big games coming up with, Sheff Wednesday and Rotherham. And those aren't going to be easy games at all. So we need to book our ideas up and improve drastically for those games. But that'll be it, guys. What did you guys think of the game? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button for me. It'd be massively, massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care. Stay Jacques.